Hey guys, this is Mike from Toyota Tech, and today we're going to take a look at the 2021 Honda Civic EX. Alright guys, Mike from Toyota Tech here, and we are back. And I do apologize for not filming any videos recently. It's just that it's been really busy. My work schedule has been kind of tight, and I haven't had a vehicle to look at. So today we're going to take a look at the 2021 10th generation Honda Civic EX. So first of all, I want to give my buddy Eric a major shout out. He did let me look at this car that he just recently got this past week, and I wanted to just do an overview and talk about the vehicle itself. Again, this is the last and the 10th generation of the Honda Civic EX. He actually got this in a black, and the rims are actually black as well. So it is about a 17-inch alloy wheel on Continental tires. Very good looking car, by the way. You know, Honda takes me back a little bit, and again, small disclaimer, I do apologize about the wind. But again, I mean, it's windy out there, not much we can do about that. Hopefully I can fix that in edit. But anyways, definitely a very nice vehicle to look at. And again, Honda Civics have been popular since the late 80s pretty much. I actually used to own a Honda CRX, which is a two-door hatchback, and I was actually surprised that Honda decided back in 2016 to go with another variant of the hatchback, especially in this car, just because this car definitely has had several redesigns over the years. One thing that I can tell you I've never really been a fan of are these claw-like tail lights. That's one thing that I've just never been a fan of ever. That's just one thing that I've never liked, especially on these newer generations. I actually prefer the generation before this specific model. And the hatchback doesn't look completely bad either, although I think the Type R looks a lot better because it does have that big spoiler. And for the most part, all the way around, this car does look great. This car does have a sunroof, by the way, so for those of you who are wondering, this specific car actually comes in four trims: the LX, the Sport, the EX, and then the Sport Touring, which is their top trim. And of course you have the Type R. And again, this is a turbocharged engine, so we are going to take a look at the engine in just a few minutes, get this going. But I just wanted to kind of do a quick walk around here. Very nice car, very, very nice and tinted. This one does have a little bit of a spoiler if you look at it up here. Very, very small, but it's okay. But okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the engine really quick. All right, so just to take a closer look at the engine, this is a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, and it makes about 174 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. And I've already driven this car a little bit just to get out here, and for the most part this engine actually feels really good when driving. It has a lot more torque than my Hyundai Veloster, which my Veloster only has about 130 pound-feet of torque. Again, this is a turbocharged engine, and it's a CVT, so it does put out a little more power than its competition, like the Toyota Corolla or even the Mazda 3. Definitely not the best looking engine bay that I've seen, but it's all good. A lot of people complain that Honda's not really putting out the VTEC heads anymore, but that's okay, I guess. Future is times change and engines change over time, obviously. And obviously Honda wanted to go with CVT, which again, to me it's not that bad. I'm going to take it on a test drive, let you guys know how it feels and handles. And for the most part, there's the engine. Very easy access to your valve gaskets and everything like that, your spark plugs, your coils, everything like that. You have easy access to the throttle body and the air intake, which I'm pretty sure a few years down the road you're going to see cold air intake aftermarket parts for this vehicle, because again, this is a turbocharged engine, so a lot of Honda enthusiasts will actually modify it themselves. I know I did with my Honda CRX, you know what I mean? A lot of aftermarket parts for these vehicles in the near future. So again, this would be the last of the 2021 model, and let's go ahead and see how this sounds when we actually press on the gas here. All right, so now that we showed you guys the outside and the engine, let's take a look at the interior of the car, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get this going. Again, very nice vehicle. And again, for right when you see here is you do have a button that will lock and unlock the door. So again, right now I do have the car on already, so let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So this specific trim does have a very nice bolstered cloth seat. This one is not leather, but it does have a nice design. If you guys look at the actual seat pattern itself, it does have adjustable seats or automatic seats on the driver. I do not believe it does have automatic on the passenger. So this is the passenger side. Really quick, let's get into the passenger side really quick, just so that we can, and I'm going to close the door and then we'll get a look at the engine. So first of all, again, excuse the lighting, dash wise it does look very nice. It's, you know, of course it's a little bit of a hard touch plastic, but right here you do have somewhat of a leather stitched embroidered trim right here piece, which doesn't look too bad. You guys look at the center console here. This specific model, of course, it just has your basic you know, drive shaft, which, you know, park, rear, reverse, neutral, drive, and then your S and low. You do have an econ button, which obviously is going to save you more gas on the highway. This specific model will get you about I want to say 31 in city, and I believe combined 38 on the highway. So this is going to be interesting. It does not have an actual hand brake. You do have a just button parking brake, and then there's a brake hold button, so that's pretty cool. The actual cup holders are down here, so you know, that's for some, you know, your armrests are right here. I'm not really too big of a fan of the armrests, and of course you do have, you know, more space in here, and of course right down there you do have more space down there. So over here in the center console, let me remove the receipt there that my friend has. Again, you do have looks like your charging port, so this does look like it does have just a wire. Not 100% sure if this does have wireless charging. I think you will get that on the top trim. Let me just take a look. Let me see if this does have it or not. I'm gonna remove his little alien there really quick. Sorry, Eric, but let's see. I'm not sure if it does have wireless charging. If not, then, you know, I'll go ahead and omit that from the actual video itself. But for the most part, I don't see a charge there. Again, you do see other storage options over here, like the actual you know, you have a power outlet down here, which is a 12 volts, and you do have another USB extension over here that actually leads up here. So that's what those two little hooks are for. Again, you do have a Honda's infotainment system, which, you know, I've never really looked at on these newer cars, but you know, for a lot of people complain that you do have just one button on the volume. If you click home, let's see if we can get that. So this is your home, and again, I don't know if you guys are going to get that or not. It's a lot of reflection here, but the cool part is, you know, you can connect your phone to it, of course. You know, that should be, and sorry Eric, I'm actually hitting up your phone over here. Let me go ahead and again, my friend's phone and device is connected, but let's go to the other side really quick and check out the driver's side. But before that, you know, again, you do have heated seats in the front on the driver and the passenger side, and of course, you know, your AC vents are going to be pretty common nowadays. And if you guys look at the side paneling on the stitching on the seats, you know, they're not bad. Again, it's not leather or anything like that, pretty basic. You do have a cup holder area down here on both sides, so you can add like a bottle of water down there if you guys don't have room for like the center console there. Pretty decent sized glove compartment, not too bad. And again, the door handles themselves and then the little trim accents, they look very nice, honestly. And the seats are pretty decently comfortable. You know, I think after, you know, after owning this car for a little bit, they are a little bit stiff, but you know, hold on, let's see. The seats are a little bit stiff, but for the most part, they hug you pretty well. And you know, this is going to be a great daily commuter for you. All right, so taking a look at the front of the gauges here and the steering column. Steering wheel actually feels pretty nice and bolstered. You do have, you know, little features like, you know, your call and hang up options, your voice command once you have your phone set up, of course your volume, and of course over here on the other side you do have your cruise control. options, including it looks like it does have a lane keep assist. This car does not have blind spot monitoring, by the way. So like, let's say you're switching lanes on the highway, it will not tell you if there's someone in your blind spot, which a lot of people will complain about. But it does look like it does have front end collision detection, and it does have a specific blind spot where if you are turning to the right, it will turn, or if you are turning lanes on the right hand side, you do get a camera from the you know, the right side, so you do get that. So but a lot of people complain that this does not have blind spot monitoring. Again, your gauges are all digital in the middle here, so you know, you do have that digital gauge that will, you know, again, I'm going to go ahead and rev it up there just so you guys can see. It will not rev past 4,000 RPMs, and if you guys already heard, the exhaust on this car is very lackluster. It does not sound great at all. I guess, you know, again, if you want a meaner sounding Civic, you want to get the higher trim level, which again would be the Sport Touring, or even the the Type R. But even then, you know, other cars in this price range and that I've seen or I've driven have much better sounding exhaust, and this one again is just not, it's not very good, at least not in my opinion. Again, you do have other gauges over here, like your heat gauge, and of course your gas gauge, which I think is pretty cool. Like, I think it looks pretty cool. And again, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it does have like a little thing where it has like a little LED bar that will tells you where it's at. And of course, that's really all you need. Of course, your basic windshield wiper signals. And the cool part about this latch over here, or the turn signal over here, is again, if you want to press it, you can actually turn on the monitor over here on your right hand side when you are driving, you know what I mean? So just so you can make sure that there's no one on your blind spot when you're driving on this side. Cool part about this car is it does have a sunroof, which I will be using this sunroof to mount the GoPro over here. So if you guys look up top over here, again, you know, you do have basic, dome lights over here. And again, this is for your sunroof over here, and I'm not sure what this is for. I think this just turns on the light, or this is for your lights when you open the door. So not too bad. Trim wise on the actual headliner is actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at this really quick. Let's see if it does have a light over here. Yes, it does. So shout out to me for making this review over here, of course. And again, if you guys look over here, your buttons on the driver's side, you actually do have auto on both driver and passenger sides. But let me see if it's auto up and down. Let's see. So it is auto up and down, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the passenger side. That is auto down and auto up, so that's pretty cool. A lot of cars don't have that, so that's something. And again, I can't really comment on the sound system over here just because, but let's go ahead and just crank it up really quick. Well, maybe not, but again, you do have connections for your smartphones and everything. I believe this does have Android Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. And again, you do have auto climate controls, so that's pretty cool about that. And of course, just basic functions down here, nothing too crazy. One thing that I really didn't like, and I'll kind of comment on right now before I go to the driving portion of the review here, is this does not have any type of paddle shifting. You only get paddle shifters in the Sport and the Sport Touring, which to me makes no sense because this is a higher trim than the Sport. So why not have the paddle shifters? And it does not even have your plus minus shifters down here. So normally in other cars and cars that I've seen, especially for cars in this price range, I at least have the plus minus option shifters down here, and you don't get that. You do not get that in the Honda Civic EX, which is pretty interesting, especially for something in the price range. And again, a lot of people will complain about the 7-inch touchscreen. Again, it's not going to look very good because of the way I'm parked, guys, and it does have the plastic still on it. So again, I don't want to mess with that too much. This is not my car. So last thing that I'm going to show you guys is the back seat here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat really quick, and we'll get that going again. So let's take a look at the back seat. Again, my friend does have some tools back here, so looks like it does have some room for someone to sit down. So me being 5'9", again, I don't want to move around the stuff too much. I might just move this stuff here actually, just so I can kind of take a seat here. So I'm going to move his little lunchbox and his toolkit really quick, so I can just take a quick seat here, see how the dynamics of the seating are really quick. So again, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", and I have a pretty good amount of room over here. And visibility wise, it doesn't look too bad at all. Close the door, it has a very nice thunk over here. And again, this one does have very nice tinted windows. And again, you know, it does have that pull down center console for anyone that's going to be getting you know, in the back. And you know, you have those cup holders down here, so I think that's a very nice feature. No climate back here, unfortunately. Something that you would see on other cars, maybe like the Honda Elantra GT N. So not too complain, but it is pretty comfortable. It is pretty roomy. The passenger seat is pushed pretty back, but even then someone would be able to sit back here very comfortably, and it's a very nice comfortable seat. So let's go ahead and start the test drive. All right guys, so we are about to start the test drive here, and I'm going to take it down a road where I can actually kind of speed up a little bit, you know what I mean? Right now we're located in Edinburgh, Texas. So if anyone that watches this video later on, if you're from the RGV, big shout outs to everyone over here. So, you know, I just want to get a nice little test drive going over here. You know what? I'm going to go down 10th Street over here. But for the most part, this car does have a very smooth ride. So that's one thing that I can't complain about too hard, is the driving itself, you know what I mean? It's got a very nice, very nice suspension going for it, you know. So, you know, when you're driving the wheel, you can feel everything basically. Not everything, but it's got very nice tight steering. It's not too loose either, so that's one thing that I'm enjoying about this car. And of course, let's go ahead and you know, put my foot on the gas there. It does pick up speed really quick, so I'm already going 60, even though I'm probably like in a 40. So let me make sure I don't get pulled over here for you guys. Very nice. Although again, one thing that I can comment on is, again, I'm not a fan of the sound of this vehicle. So that's one thing that I really don't care about, or one thing that I can comment on that Honda needs to do a better job on that next generation of Civics, right? Is the sound. Now, of course, obviously, you'll probably get a better sounding exhaust with the Sport Touring and Type R. But again, you know, for a car in this price range, which I believe this car starting is around $24,000, not depending on your dealer and the markdowns and discounts, obviously, because this is going to be the last generation of the Honda Civic, is, you know, again, this, you know, it should just have a better sounding exhaust. And I think that's one of the things that this car fails at. But again, it does have a very nice you know, interior, although I think that Honda does need to do a better job with the accents. You know, basically this car is all black on the inside, you know what I mean? Mine is the bolstering on the seat, which, you know, you do have that little race car type look, you know what I mean? And again, I'm hoping the shot doesn't look too horrible here for you guys, and I'm waving just so you guys can kind of see here. But for the most part, again, it does feel good. I'm already going 60. It doesn't even feel like I'm going 60 miles an hour. I feel like I'm going a lot slower. So that says something about the suspension, that it's very smooth, and, you know, I'm really not feeling any bumps or anything like that as far as, you know, road. And again, I'm probably going faster than what I should be going. Need to pay attention to the speed limit signs out here, but we're kind of out here in the middle of nowhere in Edinburgh, Texas. So almost by mile 17 and a half over here. AC is very nice and cold. Can't complain about that. So that's one thing that, you know, I'm enjoying right now. It already heated up right now. It does say that it's about 76 degrees outside. Really, it feels like it's a little bit hotter than that. But for the most part, visibility in the back, by the way, if you guys are wondering like how it looks like when you guys are looking in the rear view, it really doesn't look bad at all. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than my my Veloster. You know, my rear view mirror, it's very bad to look through. So I really depend on my things like the you know, blind spot monitoring, especially when I'm on the highway, because you just really can't see in the back. So that's one thing that I just really wanted to comment on there. But for the most part, this car seems like it's very fun to drive, and you know, I'm not at highway speeds, but definitely I know this car can get to highway speeds really quick, because it does have that turbocharged 4-cylinder, and it's a 1.5 liter, which is relatively small compared to a lot of other vehicles, you know what I mean? But for the most part, you know, the fact that it does have about 174 horsepower does put it ahead on other vehicles in its class. So it's one of those things like really can't complain on, especially since it's not my car. But for the most part, again, very smooth and you know, on the road, again, I'm not complaining at all. And again, I'm I'm gonna floor it. It does pick up speed really quick. Like I think this car can get from 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. I believe it's 6.8 seconds, 0 to 60 time frame. So that's very impressive. Again, I think in my Veloster, it's probably a little over 7 seconds. And again, my Veloster is not turbocharged or anything like that, so you have to kind of consider that, right? Very fun car to drive, though. I mean, definitely a car for someone that just needs a very nice daily commuter, doesn't want to waste gas. I believe, again, the gas mileage on this is going to be very good. It's a Honda, so anyone that wants to save on gas, definitely would want to look at this vehicle. And I believe, again, this does have lane keep assist, if I'm not correct on that. Because it does have the little controls up here.
Press me on the steering wheel.
Which one?
Right there on the right side.
This one?
Me.
Oh, okay.
It'll turn on the, what is it? Adaptive cruise control and then lane keep assist.
Oh, nice. So, okay. So again, my buddy mentioned that it does have adaptive cruise control. I don't believe my car has this, but that basically means that when you're on the highway, that it'll adapt to the vehicles that are ahead of you, basically. So if someone's slowing down, that's in front of you, excuse me, then your car will actually slow down with them as well. So I think that's pretty cool as well. And what was the other feature again?
Lane keep assist.
Lane keep assist. Oh yeah. So lane keep assist is something that I love, by the way. It's something that people don't appreciate as much. My mom's Nissan Kicks has it actually, and it's a very useful tool, especially if you guys end up taking your eye off the road for like 1 second. I don't know, is it on right now by any chance?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably just kind of let go of my hand on the wheel. Let's see if it does anything. I don't want to do too much. I think some cars you have to actually be at a specific speed. Let's see if this car does it or not. I don't know. I don't want to take my car off the wheel here. But for the most part, you will get a warning. You know what I mean? So there's that. Let's see. Is it on? Let's see. Yeah, it should be on. Most cars will warn you when you guys are kind of steering more to the right or to the left. So the fact that this car has that feature, again, is pretty awesome. Again, in my last review on the Nissan Kicks, my mom's car, that one actually will actually give you like a beeping noise, and it'll actually like vibrate the steering wheel. So again, I don't know if this car has that. Again, I don't want to risk it. I kind of want to see. It looks like it is keeping us in the lane though. So if you guys are seeing that, again, I'm going about 50 miles an hour right now. The steering wheel actually did put it back on course. So this is something that my car has, the Hyundai Veloster, and it's something that is very underappreciated. Now, keep in mind that most of these cars will only do it for about 5 to 10 seconds. You know what I mean? If you drive a Tesla or whatever, those cars have like auto drive basically. But these cars will do it for at least a good 5 to 10 seconds on the highway. So, okay, it doesn't look like there's anyone in my blind spot, so I can actually go this way. But for the most part, very nice, smooth ride, and again, very good passing power also. If I wanted to speed up on the highway, again, I'm going about 50 right now. It picks up speed really quick. Again, that turbo is going to be very appreciated, especially on a lot of people that would like to pick up speed quickly. You know what I mean? So for a 4-cylinder engine, very impressive. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys that much right now. I'm very impressed on how this car drives. I'm not a fan of the way the steering wheel feels. This one basically feels like the one that my car has. It has kind of like a I don't know how to explain it. It's a very weird feeling though. What would you compare that to?
I don't know. It said it's supposed to be leather wrapped.
It's like leather wrapped, yeah.
It doesn't feel like
but
it.
It's very slippery to the touch is what I mean. So I have felt leather wrapped or some sort of other material on vehicles, and this one, even though it does have a leather wrapped steering wheel, very nice, by the way, very nice looking steering wheel, it just has a slippery feeling to me, and maybe that's just me, you know what I mean? Again, I can't, for a car that's in its price range, it's supposed to be higher end quality, but again, I'm just not a fan of the way the steering wheel feels, and that's okay though. Really impressed on how this car is driving though. Again, I really appreciate my buddy letting me test drive it out here and do the walk around. This car does have eco mode, by the way, so for those of you who are wondering, if you guys want to get better gas mileage, especially if you're taking road trips, again, that eco button will actually help you save on fuel. It'll adjust the engine settings to where your car will not be wasting as much gas. So for the most part, a lot of these cars actually do better than 40 miles a gallon on the highway. So for those of you who are interested, and the braking, just so that you guys are wondering, this is a brand new car. It literally only has maybe like less than 1,000 miles on it right now. I believe I'm seeing about 300 or 700 miles. Right now it does have a full tank. So I do see about a 335 mile range on it, which is pretty amazing. Again, especially for a car that's turbocharged, because actually cars with 4-cylinder engines that are turbocharged usually get better gas mileage than some that are naturally aspirated. So for those of you guys that don't know what a naturally aspirated engine is, it's basically just an engine that just runs off, with nothing else added on, so no turbo or no supercharger. So again, guys, this is very, very nice car to drive. And again, I'm gonna floor it one more time before we finish the review here, just because I'm enjoying driving it. And again, the seats, they're comfortable, but I'm feeling a little stiffness to my back already, but I know it does have adjustable lumbar as well. So I mean, for people that have back issues, yeah, okay, maybe not. So again, for someone that wants to adjust that, I don't know if that's an option for this car. I believe I read that somewhere it does, but again, maybe not. But you can feel that little back portion in your back, giving you support for people that. But that back support is actually hurting my back. So for the most part, I guess to each his own on the seat comfort. You know what I mean? I think for me, after like an hour of driving this, my back would start to hurt. But again, guys, this is Mike from Toyota Tech signing off. And again, if you guys watched the video, don't forget to smash the like button if you appreciate this review. If you guys like the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. We will see you guys next time. And again, shout out to my buddy for letting me drive his vehicle. So again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.